So if you're a trader and you solely depend on price history before you enter any trade, I must say this, guys, you're nothing but a gambler, okay? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about Dapo Willis, a popular forex trader in Nigeria, and the recent trade he took and why he got it wrong. Hello guys, welcome. This is RightWayTraders. You know what we'll do here? We'll talk about reality of forex trading. People talk so much about trading and the possibility of making money from it, but what we'll do here is to tell you the exact thing you're going to see as a trader in this industry, okay? So in today's episode, let's dive into why your chart history is never enough for taking any position in the market. So this guy, right, is a forex trader. I must say he's not profitable because there's no evidence to his profitability in the forex market. Yes, he has a lot of money, but those money are not coming from forex trading. We know how these guys they make their money. Of course, it's no longer a secret. These guys are marketers. They sell their courses. They market for brokers. They work with different forex companies to make their money, and they do this claiming to be traders. Why? They have no track record of trading. If you want to prove yourself as a trader, I've always said this if you have been following us, show us the evidence of your trading history, okay? Like in the US, hedge fund managers, before they get any investment or before any investor invests in their company, the investor have to go through their previous record and see how much they have been making for the last 2-3 years and see what they are going to be benefiting or what they are going to meet going forward. But these self-acclaimed traders, they have nothing like that. The only evidence they have is their lifestyle, which can be emulated by anyone. If you have the money, you can live that kind of lifestyle and you deceive people that you're trading. So apart from that, let's dive into why this guy trade was wrong. So like I've been saying, price action is not the only way to trade. Indicator algorithm is also there. But how do we get our final say before we enter into the market? If you are depending on your chart history, which is your price action that is looking at you, if you are depending on that, I must say you are truly gambling. Trading does not only involve price history, okay? I'm going to talk about how you do this and way forward to go. So let's talk about this trade. So recently, this guy brought in nobody, they touch him. He just come on his own, came online and said he got $650 million worth of investment. Someone invested $650 and gave it to him to trade. No evidence, just audio money, because he didn't show us anything to prove this, okay? Now, fine. You still came back and you told us they are staking $24 million on a trade with 100 pips. Guys, you guys tell me, how is this possible to have $24 million risks on 100 pips? What kind of broker is that? Because that is going to require a standard lot of about 24,000 lot size, which is practically impossible on these brokers we use. But when it comes to other brokers, yes, there are brokers that can do this, which are prime brokers. How were you able to penetrate into the US market and you're able to gain a prime broker to trade $650 million and you cannot show us evidence, just a little evidence? And when someone asked him for evidence of this, he came online to say that he cannot show because he'll be breaching the contract. Then why did you tell us in the first place? Why did you tell us about $650 million? Which you know you're lying about this, okay? So you're staking $24 million on 100 pips. Guys, how is this possible? All right, so he gave this trade and then he gave the stop loss where it's supposed to be. After a while, his stop loss got hit. And then he came online to tell his followers, I actually don't follow this guy online. So it was after I saw this rigmarole online and people were talking about it, I went to do my research to find out what actually is happening. So after he gave this signal, his stop loss got hit. And then he came back online and said for him, his own stop loss didn't hit because he adjusted it. For God's sake, why will you do such a thing? Are you using stop loss or not? There are traders that do not use stop loss. Yes, it's part of their strategy. But why will you give people stop loss and you're saying that you adjusted your own? For Christ's sake, if your trade is a loss, move on and look for another trade. Must you have a winning trade? Everybody takes loss in trading. But why are you trying to deceive the people, trying to prove what you are not? Guys, this is why these guys can never trade. Now, I was going through his X handle and I was seeing his reason for taking those trades. And believe you me, I went through everything that he said. All he said was all about price and price history. Now, this is why I'm diving deep into why checking your charts cannot be dependable. You cannot depend on price history. Number one, brokers have different data. Okay, there are different data coming from several different brokers. So, and also the timing. The timing will always affect the candle close, and the wicks. Okay, like for example, there are some brokers that deals on different time, so their candle looks totally different from other brokers that are dealing on different time. And the data, they are coming from different sources. This is very deep into brokerage, and these guys, they understand this, okay, but they just want to deceive you. So why are you going to be depending on price history? Because this is just price history, and you're trying to figure out a pattern that will repeat itself, which is why you're gambling. So if you're having that pattern and there's nothing backing it else, you're just somebody that is playing bet Niger, because you don't know where the price will go. So that's why in our own style of trading, we talk about economic indicators, which is the fundamental analysis of trading. You don't just take your position because of price history and you enter a trade. There should be some economic backings, because that is what moves charts, okay? The government, the central banks, and all these huge hedge funds, they are the people that move this market. So what are they doing? You have to follow them. That's why we'll talk about fundamental analysis in trading. These guys have no clue about it. They just check the price history and they're into the market. That is why I'm saying never depend on price history. Even if you're going to be depending on price history, do that with your indicators. Strategy is just 30% of the work, okay? That's just 30% of the trading work. The major work is how you manage your position, which of course this guy Dapo Willis is just a blatant liar saying he adjusted his stop loss. How you manage your position, how you take your fundamental analysis into perspective, and how you place your risks, how you control your account with your risks, okay? That is where your power lies, your risk management. The other things are not within your power. They are speculations, okay? Now, this trade has become a loss for you. What do you do next? Are you not supposed to move on and look for something else to do? Because everybody takes loss in their trading, but I'm sure you, as Dapo Willis, take a lot of losses in your trading because you have no fundamental backing in your trading. You only depend on price action. And these brokers will continue to market price action to you guys because you guys have no clue about it. In this industry, I must tell you that 99% of people posing as forex traders don't even trade. If they do, let them show you evidence. That's why you need to stick with us and follow us. All we'll do here, we'll talk about reality. We'll show you at it is. We'll follow the market and we'll show you everything, evidence of our trading. I don't hide it. We have our track record there. You can check it. If your mentor is also showing you his track record, it's something to be believing. So the way forward, even if you are trading your price action, always have it in mind that there's something called fundamental analysis, which will be your major reason for entering into the market. If you are trading without fundamental analysis, you're only gambling in the market. So join us. We'll talk about this in our Telegram channel. If you are watching our YouTube video, the next video I'll be bringing up is the importance of fundamental analysis and why you need to study and know how to follow the major market news events in the market. See you guys.